my arena. This is my ring.
I am an executive.
Our goal is to leave a lasting legacy on the community.
I am a mom.
How about funny, sweet, grumpy? How's that?
Yeah.
I am a performer.
What is this?
That's what WWE is. It's storytelling.
You're fired!
It's larger than life characters.
This is one of the coolest entrances I have ever seen.
It's excitement. It's action.
The baddest woman on the planet, Rousey, with rights.
What brings me my most excitement and joy about my role in WWE is that no one day is the same. I always wanted to be a part of WWE ever since I can remember. My role as Chief Brand Officer is really to help grow our business in as many ways possible all over the world.
It's okay. Sorry. Don't be afraid of the camera. I'm like, Andre, come on. Let's have our meeting.
We produce 1,500 hours of content every year. We are in 180 countries in 25 different languages. We have the second most viewed YouTube channel in the world.
Welcome to a global phenomenon and a worldwide television audience.
I am also an on-screen character, and I play a villain, which is a lot of fun.
Did you miss me?
For me to be able to do something that made me even more a part of the family, that's what I always wanted. Thank you for joining us today. For over 50 years, WWE has been putting smiles on people's faces. What was it like growing up the chairman and CEO, Vince McMahon's daughter, surrounded by the WWE? I think you can say that there's never a dull moment. I grew up with Andre the Giant as my best friend. There's actually a great picture that was taken after Wrestlemania 1. We were sitting off to the side and People magazine took a picture, and it's the cutest picture. My parents, they wanted to teach us the value of a dollar. From the time I was about 13, I had to have a job. Didn't matter what job, I had to have a job. My dad, he said, you know, so Steph, what are you thinking about doing with your life? And I looked at him like he was crazy. And he said, why are you looking at me like that? And I said, Dad, I want to be a part of the business. I've always wanted to be a part of the business. How do you not know that? The look on his face was shock and excitement. I don't know if he had just never thought about me in the business because I was a girl, but he said as soon as I said it, it all came together, and he put the pieces of the puzzle together. I started interning in WWE. I've worked in various roles and positions. I was a receptionist. I worked as a production assistant in our TV studio. I was even an intern in our human resources department, and I've never looked back. Because I'm the boss's daughter, automatically creates opportunities that nobody else would ever have, but also a ton of challenges. My dad actually tore both of his quads and had to have surgery right before we went on a huge overseas trip to Japan. And now suddenly I'm in charge. You have to own that. You always have to maintain your composure, make clear decisions, and know that everybody is watching you.
My husband, Triple H, because without our leadership, our vision, and our guidance, WWE would not be where it is today.
My husband, Paul Triple H Levesque, one of the biggest stars ever in the history of our business. My husband and my love story is actually, it was a forbidden love because I was never allowed to date any of the wrestlers. Life imitated art. So we were married on screen. Married and divorced actually before we ever actually started dating. But we always had this insane chemistry around each other. You know, I remember when he would walk into the room and I would blush. I could feel my face go hot. And that certainly didn't stop when we were pretending to be married on camera.
Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, the Authority.
He'll say that I started flirting with him first, but let me tell you, he was quite the flirt, but it was on camera. I'll never forget the first time that we were on camera as a couple. His mom in New Hampshire and my mom in Connecticut, who didn't know each other at all, both had the same exact reaction at the same time. And it was, oh no. Because there was just something happening between us that we didn't even see. My favorite part about being Stephanie McMahon is being a mom. Our girls are now 11, 9, and 7.
The kids all did what's called an endangered species fair, and Aurora did the gray wolf, and Murphy did the leatherback sea turtle, and Vaughn just did the Asian elephant.
It's amazing. She's an amazing mom. She's up making the pancakes first thing in the morning, half asleep. She's helping with homework. She's just doing all of it. It doesn't matter what she's in the middle of. If the kids call, she drops it, she's with them. No matter what in her life, the most important job is mom. And if she had to drop everything else right now, it wouldn't even be a question.
Every parent's different in their parenting style, but I always believe in explaining things. You know, whether or not the kids totally get it, they store information in the back of their head, and then when certain things happen, they connect the dots. I think it would be phenomenal if we had an additional McMahon-Levesque generation in WWE. It's hard to describe what it means to perform at Wrestlemania. This year, I will be competing in a match against Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Charlotte, oh my, corkscrew moonsault off the top rope.
There is a whole women's evolution happening in our business. Our audience started a hashtag that trended worldwide on Twitter for 3 days called Give Divas a Chance. And that's how we had branded our women's division in the past, was they were the divas. My husband is in charge of all of our developmental system. And what he started doing was recruiting athletes versus models, men and women.
If they have the talent, and even more importantly than the talent, the desire and the drive to do it, they can accomplish anything and do anything they want to do.
Please help me welcome to the WWE, Rowdy Ronda Rousey!
She brings a whole nother level to WWE.
I'm beyond excited. I've run out of adjectives to describe it.
Ronda's being in WWE is beyond athletics. It's beyond entertainment. It's a platform for change.
At WrestleMania, it's going to be Triple H and Stephanie McMahon versus Ronda Rousey and me!
To get in the ring with her is daunting.
This will be special, standing in the ring at WrestleMania with my wife next to me as we're about to get ready to fight an Olympic gold medalist and a UFC champion who's a fighting machine.
She is a beast. If you've ever seen her train, I mean, you talk about an athlete. She really is one of the world's greatest athletes. Man, I'm just desperately scratching and clawing, trying to catch up.
There you go, good speed, good speed.
I always train. You know, I train every day anyway, just to maintain my lifestyle, but I have taken that to another level. You know, my last match was 4 years ago, and prior to that was 11 years ago. So we're talking, you know, basically 15 years since I was a regular doing anything in the ring, and I have to recondition my body, you know, to what that feels like.
For the baddest woman on the planet, Rousey with right to the midsection.
Kurt Angle and Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
I think what I've really learned about the McMahons is how deep their passion for this business really goes.
I'll tell you what, you can run on the ramp one time, touch the ring, run back. All right, go ahead, don't fall.
You know, WWE's mission is to put smiles on people's faces, whether we do that through our entertainment or we do it by giving back to the community.
We're doing an autograph signing, and all of the proceeds are going to benefit Connor's Cure to help find a cure for pediatric cancer in honor of Connor Mahalik.
When we first met Connor, she stayed awake all night that first night, trying to think, how can I help this kid?
My man.
Connor's Cure is a fund that was originally started by my husband and I. We got a note from his dad the next day that said, "Thank you for helping my son forget about chemo and cancer for a day." And when he passed, you know, we just really wanted to do anything we could to honor Connor and also to ensure that no other child or their family suffers. That's the power of our brand.
This is dangerous.
For women and girls out there who are trying to go after what they want, to break down barriers or just stand out on their own.
All of you have inspired people all over the world with your courage, with your passion, with your unbridled talent.
I would just say don't give up and believe in yourself.
I think she is an agent of change in the world. She has empowered a lot of young girls.
Challenge the status quo. Just because something has always been done one way doesn't mean that there isn't a better way to do it.
She never stops. She never quits. She is kind of proof that you can do it all.
I would never change anything in my life. And it's not to say that, I haven't made mistakes, but I think every opportunity is a chance to grow. The future, in terms of me personally, I just want to be the best person, the best human being I can possibly be in every aspect of my life.